Welcome, everyone, to Senior Care Insights. It's great to have you all with us. Today, we've got something special lined up.
Definitely.
We're going deep on staying healthy and vibrant as we age. And to really get into the specifics, we're tapping into the combined wisdom of, well, you could say, a lifetime of experience.
Yeah, decades of working with seniors and really seeing what makes a difference.
Right. So often we hear that walking is like the magic bullet for senior fitness.
Well, absolutely. Just keep walking, everyone says.
Exactly. But, working with seniors day in and day out, we've seen firsthand that maybe walking after 70, it's not quite the whole story.
It's a great starting point, no question. But as we get a bit older, our bodies, they just have different needs.
Yeah.
What work in our 50s might need a little tweaking, a little something extra when we hit our 70s and beyond.
And sometimes I think what we've seen is focusing too much on just one thing, even if it's good, like walking, can actually maybe speed up some of those age-related changes if we're not careful.
It's like putting all your eggs in one basket, so to speak.
So, if just hitting those 10,000 steps isn't the be-all and end-all, what should we be thinking about instead? From what we've both seen, it really boils down to 5 key areas that you've got to pay attention to on top of your regular walks. These are essential for staying strong, balanced, and feeling great overall.
These areas, they're not like groundbreaking secrets or anything. It's more about fine-tuning your approach to fitness as you age, making it really work for you.
And those 5 key areas, just so everyone's on the same page, are strength training, exercises for better balance, working on flexibility and mobility, taking care of your core and posture, and then finally, low-impact movements and protecting those precious joints.
And these aren't just abstract concepts. We want everyone listening to walk away with practical steps, things they can actually incorporate into their daily lives. It's about empowering you to stay independent, have more energy, and enjoy these years to the fullest.
Exactly. Let's jump right in, starting with strength training. Now, we know walking is great for getting around, but it might not be doing enough to help you maintain that all-important muscle mass as you get older.
And that's such a crucial point, because after 70, you're naturally facing sarcopenia, which is basically the gradual loss of muscle mass. This can really affect your ability to do everyday things on your own.
Things you probably take for granted, right?
Absolutely. Walking, it mainly targets your lower body. But even then, it doesn't always provide the resistance your muscles need to stay strong. We've seen time and time again that if you focus on maintaining strength, it has a ripple effect on your overall well-being.
So this isn't about becoming a bodybuilder or anything like that. It's more about making sure you can easily handle those everyday tasks, right?
Exactly. Imagine carrying groceries, getting up from a chair without struggling, opening a jar. If those things are starting to feel harder, it might be a sign you're losing muscle. And we've worked with a lot of people who were regular walkers but still had trouble with these things.
So what can you do? Are there ways to actually counteract this?
The good news is, even simple strength exercises can make a big difference, like using those resistance bands maybe while you're watching TV, or doing bodyweight exercises like gentle squats, even just lifting small weights, water bottles if you have to.
Oh, that's manageable.
The key is to challenge your muscles regularly, make them work a little harder over time.
And the benefits, they go beyond just being physically stronger, don't they?
Absolutely. Maintaining muscle is linked to a longer life, better mobility, even sharper thinking. We've seen improvements in metabolism, bone density, even people's moods improve.
It's amazing how interconnected it all is.
It really is.
Yeah.
A quick check you can do is try standing up from a chair without using your hands. If that's a struggle, might be time to think about strength training. And remember, it's never too late to start.
I love that. Okay, let's move on to balance. Now, you might think if you're walking regularly, your balance is probably fine.
You'd think so, right?
But it turns out that's not always the case.
Yeah. Walking, it's good for general movement, but it doesn't specifically target your balance.
Mm-hmm.
And as we age, preventing falls, well, that becomes paramount. It's a major cause of injuries. And often it's not because of weak legs, but because of poor balance.
Because walking's usually on a flat surface, right? You're just going forward.
Exactly. It doesn't challenge those tiny muscles that keep us steady. Those are the ones we need to focus on.
So what kind of exercises can we do to improve balance? We're not talking about tightrope walking here,
Oh,
right?
no, nothing like that. Simple exercises done regularly can make a huge difference. Try standing on one foot, maybe near a counter for support at first. Shift your weight from side to side. Heel-to-toe walking is another good one.
Those sound pretty doable.
They are. And the benefits, they're fantastic. Better balance means quicker reflexes, better coordination, and just feeling more confident when you're moving around.
That sense of stability must be a huge relief.
Oh, it is. Here's a quick test you can try at home. Stand near something stable and lift one foot. If you can't hold it for at least 10 seconds, you might want to think about adding more balance exercises to your routine.
Makes sense. Okay, let's move on to our third area, flexibility and mobility. Now, I've definitely felt that stiffness creeping in sometimes.
Yeah, we all do. It's natural.
So I can see why this is important.
It is. Walking keeps your legs moving, but it doesn't really stretch those muscles and joints through their full range. Over time, joints can stiffen, your range of motion decreases. Things like turning your head, bending down, they become harder.
And it's not just about feeling a bit stiff, it can actually impact your independence.
Exactly. When your mobility is reduced, so is your ability to do everyday things comfortably. Walking doesn't fully stretch your muscles or engage all those movement patterns that your joints need to stay healthy. That's why we always emphasize that flexibility and mobility exercises are just as important as staying active with walking. They help you keep doing the things you love without pain or strain.
So what kinds of exercises are we talking about here? I'm imagining some complicated yoga poses.
Yoga can be great, but you don't need to get that fancy. Gentle stretching, controlled movements that take your joints through their full range, simple joint exercises,
Yeah.
that's all it takes.
Okay, that sounds a lot less intimidating.
Things like gentle neck rotations, shoulder rolls, bringing your knee towards your chest while sitting, ankle circles, these all help keep your joints lubricated and moving freely.
So the goal is to just keep things moving smoothly.
Exactly. And the benefits are amazing. Less aches and pains, better blood circulation, improved posture, even lower risk of falls.
So many pluses.
Here's a quick check. Slowly turn your head to look over each shoulder. If you feel tightness or limited movement, that's a sign you could benefit from some flexibility work. And remember, a loss of mobility isn't inevitable. Even a few minutes of stretching a day can make a huge difference.
That's good to know. All right, our fourth area is all about core and posture. Now, when people hear core, they often think about six-pack abs, which might not be realistic for everyone.
No, that's definitely not the focus here.
So what's it really about?
Having a strong core is about stability, preventing back pain, and keeping your spine aligned. If your core is weak, you might get lower back pain, have trouble with balance, or start hunching forward, which can lead to more falls and strain on your joints.
And walking, again, might not be enough to really strengthen those core muscles.
Right. Walking primarily works your legs. Those deep muscles in your abdomen and lower back, which are crucial for core strength and good posture, they need more targeted attention.
Okay, so how do we work those muscles?
It's not about intense crunches or anything. Gentle core activation exercises are key. Seated pelvic tilts, practicing standing up straight, engaging your abdominal muscles while sitting, these are all great.
So small movements, but with intention.
Precisely. You can stand with your back against a wall to check your alignment, gently draw your belly button in towards your spine, do slow torso rotations.
Simple but effective.
Exactly. A strong core leads to better balance, less strain on other joints, even improved breathing and digestion.
It's amazing how much it affects.
Here's a little test. Try standing against a wall with your heels, buttocks, and upper back touching it. If that's hard to maintain, it might mean your posture needs work, and strengthening your core would help a lot. Good posture and a strong core are essential for staying active and preventing injuries.
I'll definitely be trying that later. Okay, finally, let's talk about joint protection and low-impact movements.
So important,
Yeah.
especially for long-term mobility.
Yeah, this seems crucial for staying active as we get older.
It is. Now, walking is great for staying active, but if it's your only form of exercise, it can put a lot of repetitive strain on your joints over time. The cartilage can wear down a bit, there's less lubricating fluid, and your body's natural shock absorbers aren't as efficient. This can lead to pain in your knees, hips, feet, even if you've been active your whole life.
So it's not about stopping movement, but choosing movements that are gentler on our joints.
Exactly. It's about reducing that high-impact stress and adding low-impact activities that keep you moving and strengthen those muscles around your joints for better support.
What are some examples of those low-impact activities that are good for joints?
Think swimming, especially in a heated pool. Cycling on a flat surface is great too. And don't forget about those flexibility exercises we talked about. They're joint-friendly as well.
So finding ways to stay active without putting too much stress on those joints.
Right. Water aerobics, tai chi, even gentle chair-based exercises. These all help increase blood flow to your joints, keep them lubricated, and strengthen the surrounding muscles without stressing the joint itself.
It's really about being mindful of how we move and making choices that support our long-term mobility.
It is. Taking care of your joints now means more independence and ease of movement later on.
It's an investment in your future.
Exactly. Here's something to pay attention to. When you get up from a chair, see how your knees and hips feel. If there's discomfort, it could be a sign to incorporate more low-impact activities.
So just being aware of those little signals our body's sending us.
Exactly. Strong, healthy joints are crucial for staying mobile and independent as you age.
So to recap, we've gone beyond that idea that walking is the only answer to staying healthy after 70.
Yeah, we've explored 5 key areas: strength training, balance exercises, flexibility and mobility work, core and posture exercises, and incorporating those low-impact movements.
It's a more holistic approach to aging well.
Absolutely. And the great thing is, you can start making these changes at any age. It's never too late to see benefits.
That's so encouraging.
And it's not about being perfect. It's about finding what works for you, listening to your body, and making gradual, sustainable changes.
I love that. Well, if you found this conversation helpful, please give this video a like. And if you know someone who could benefit from these insights, share it with them. We'd love to hear your thoughts too. Leave a comment below, tell us what you learned, or if you have any questions. And to make sure you don't miss any of our future discussions on senior health and well-being, subscribe to Senior Care Insights and turn on those notifications.
Because taking care of your health is about nurturing every aspect of your well-being. It's a journey towards a longer, more active, and vibrant life.
That's a great way to put it. Thanks for joining us for this important conversation. We'll be back with more insights next.